What's the deal with Catholics? Who are these people?
Hello, welcome to What's the Deal with Catholics. And today, because, Catholics and their saints, what's the deal? They're worshiping saints and idolizing them and taking the place of God. Like, none of that's true. We're not going to get into the whole thing about why the saints are so important. That's not today's episode. Maybe it'll be. We'll see. But the reason we're going to take a look at the life of Saint Ambrose is because we went to a mass today. For Protestants, mass is a church service in Catholicism, and we went to a place called Saint Ambrose, and it reminded me of ambrosia.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you greet Ambrosia?
So I played a few ambrosia songs for Jackie before we went into the church. Remember ambrosia? What's the lead singer's name? David Pack? Not to be confused with David Packman, who has one of the most punchable faces in the whole world. But, and then, so we got in, and in the bulletin, it said, "Hey, Ambrosians." So it had the word in there. I thought that was kind of cool. That happens to me a lot at Mass and outside of Mass too. Like last week, I don't know if you saw it, but I was doing some music stuff, singing over the top of a Duran Duran instrumental track. This town is coming like a ghost town. All the clubs have been closed down. And I was using Audacity, and I thought, boy, if I could master Audacity and put filters on and learn how to do pitch correction, I could, do a song. Especially if I learn things like Fruity Loops or Reason, whatever they're called now. But the key thing there, I was using this audio program called Audacity. And the homily that day, for you Protestants, that's the sermon, was about audacity and being audacious. It happens all the time to me. Anyway, so I thought, well, let's just get into Saint Ambrose and see what's going on with that guy. So here we go. We're going to learn about him now.
Who is Saint Ambrose? He was known for his humility. He was instrumental in the conversion of Saint Augustine and was the one who baptized him. His feast day is December 7th. He is one of the doctors of the Church. He was born in Milan, Italy in the year 339 AD. It is said that in his infancy, a swarm of bees landed on his face and left a drop of honey on his tongue. This was seen as a prophecy that he would be a gifted speaker.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the angry Yellow Jacket box. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Ow, ow, ow! Definitely just getting stung immediately. Ah! 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 Yep, a lot of stings really quickly. All right, guys, I'm not going to be able to keep my hand in here very long. Oh! Okay, my hand's gotta come out. Hands gotta come out. You guys are gonna have to run because these things are gonna be
Oh, wait,
swarming
here,
everywhere.
let's put the door back in.
Okay, the
Here,
door. Help,
you got it? Here.
Okay, this was a bad idea. Bad idea. Put the door in. Oh, right there. There. No, it's not in the slot. Right there. Okay, put it in. Oh, man. Okay, abandoned ship.
He cared deeply for the poor. He once said, "If you have 2 shirts in your closet, one belongs to you, and the other to the man with no shirt." Saint Ambrose is the patron saint of many causes, including beekeepers, bishops, and students. Saint Ambrose, teach us to follow God's plan, wherever it leads us, and pray for us.
Today we're looking at the story of Ambrose of Milan, one of the more important bishops in the early church and one of the most influential theologians in the West. But as always, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, or subscribe, as it really helps the channel out.
I don't care.
We're talking about Ambrose today because this is actually the anniversary of his coronation as Bishop of Milan.
Coronation, that's Duran Duran uses that word in one of their songs. On December 7th, 374, there was actually a bit of a controversial moment in the city of Milan in modern-day Italy. You see, the Arian controversy after the Council of Nicaea was still going pretty hot. Not that Arian controversy.
Different emperors supported different sides, sometimes tried to find a middle way, but in all of this, it was very complex. Well, the predecessor to Ambrose was actually an Arian himself, and quite a staunch one, in fact. And when he died, when it came time to elect his successor, there arose a bit of a ruckus in the city because the people there, at least according to tradition, wanted to do away with the Arian controversy. And so
I don't know what that Arian controversy is. I guess I'll find out and I'll put it here.
through a variety of different circumstances.
Not to be confused with the avian controversy, which is the fact that birds aren't real.
We are told that the crowd acclaimed Ambrose as the man they wanted to be the next bishop. He, of course, demurred, but eventually was, you might say, cajoled into accepting the post.
By the way, you see these hand symbols? They do this all the time. And this is how dumb I am. I was like, well, why did he do that in that picture? That's not a picture. It's a painting. It's a portrait. I'm so dumb. And they do it a lot. And then, like, why does Jesus do that in these pictures? They're not pictures. But that's what I was thinking in my head. And it's the artist depiction. They used to do these things a lot. Like, hey, listen to this part. This is really important. Or I'm speaking this way. I'm speaking to this group of people. Things like that. So they would put that in there. At the time, allegedly, people knew what that meant. We just don't know anymore. Now, here, he's for sure saying, West Side!
Yeah, what's up? Stevie OG in the house for the non-tray. I got my homeboy Filthy Rich in the house from the O. What's up, partner?
Oh, you know, I'm just kicking it. Got the dank, got the drink, got the bank. It's all good. Plus the hot weather. What you want to do today?
Oh yeah, you already know. Drop the top and let's roll on these food. Creep with me as I roll through the hood. Triple gold D's, drop top up to no good. Much skizzard, switches for the 3-wheel motion. Getting food sprung while I'm coasting. Got my 9 Glock for the jackers. Nickname me D.O.G. a gat packer. While little things happen, so I gotta watch my back. Can't get caught slipping cause I might get attacked by a fool trying to steal my rims. Shoot him in the dome and give him a little head trip. And then I'm outie, cause 187s will get you locked up. And I ain't about to take that route cause it's effed up.
Come on.
Into accepting the post. Now, Ambrose was a wealthy man. He came from a noble family, but to his credit, he gave away all of his wealth to the poor, and though he was uneducated in theology, he was well educated in other disciplines, notably rhetoric and the classics. So Ambrose spent a majority of his time in his early years boning up on theology, as we might say. Well, why is he important? Is he just a bishop who got elected under duress or during the Arian controversy? Well, not really. Ambrose, you see, was a real leading theologian in his day. He was widely acclaimed for his rhetorical prowess, or he was a great preacher. In fact, Ambrose was so widely acclaimed that Augustine himself, though still a pagan, had heard about the quality of the speaking of Ambrose there in Milan. And so Augustine went to hear him.
Isn't it funny how we call him Saint Augustine, but then we call the city Saint Augustine? Like, nobody calls the city Saint Augustine that I know of.
And in fact, it was this preaching that eventually led Augustine to the faith. Ambrose did a number of other things as well.
Big
He
deal.
wasn't just simply the middleman, the midwife, to St. Augustine. He was a notable administrator. He ran a tight ship. He was also very committed to worship, which is the explanation for one of the legends about Ambrose, which is that he is the inventor of antiphonal chant, the call-response monastic song that we're so used to hearing, at least in really bad movies. Ambrose probably didn't invent this. He probably more or less inspired it to become the norm, though. He at least embraced it. And so throughout history, he's always been acclaimed as the man who invented it, though, again, this is a bit of revisionist history.
Not that revisionist history.
One of the more important stories about him, though, was when he stood up to the Emperor Theodosius. Theodosius was a man who actually said very boldly and proudly that he was an Orthodox Christian, that he minced no words, and he defended Nicene Orthodoxy in a very aggressive way. Theodosius liked to think of himself as a good Christian emperor.
See, more hand symbols.
However, he was prone to anger, at least on one occasion, when there were some riots in Thessalonica, and Theodosius sent in the armies and slaughtered several thousand people as a result. Now, Ambrose is really a friend to Theodosius. Theodosius backed Ambrose in the fight against Arianism. Yet Ambrose had the gall, he had the guts, you might say, to stand up to Theodosius. In fact, he excommunicated him for this act of meting out so much vengeance on so many innocent people rather than merely on the evildoers. And so one of the great artistic representations you have of Ambrose is him staring down the emperor on the steps of the church, barring him admittance even into the community until he repents.
He said barring him from having mittens, I believe, during cold times. That was the punishment. That's what they would do. Like, you're going to suffer. Your hands are going to suffer. So you had idle hands. I don't know why I lost my voice right there.
So Ambrose, in a lot of ways, is a man of character. He's a man of integrity. He's also a man of learning and deep wisdom. And for that reason, Ambrose is always acclaimed to be one of the fathers of the church, one of the most significant fathers of the church, especially for the Latin West. But above all, he will always be remembered as the man who led Augustine to embrace Christianity.
That's pretty cool. Quick short episode on The life of a saint. Maybe we'll make this into a new series. But don't talk about the show on the show. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in to that fun, quick episode, and that was the life of Saint Ambrose. Ambrose. Not ambrosia. Thanks for watching. Follow truth. Truth is Jesus. He's the only thing that truly frees us. Good night.
The Midnight Special's top song of the week is called The Biggest Part of Me. And here to sing a new extended arrangement of the song, your hosts, Ambrosia.